Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. By all means, this is the 10th annual. You could imagine a decade ago, 10 years journey when we started. But when we started with fundamentals. And that's the beauty of this life. If you carry fundamentals with you, wherever you go, wherever scenario, wherever position, wherever challenges, wherever opportunities, you're still the same person. And the person who can make a difference. And this is what all leadership is all about. So 10 years back when I stood on the podium, on the same hotel here, I was emphasizing on one thing. I said leadership is not about a corner, an office on that corner, all the way down, executive office. I said leadership is about, it's an art as well as a science too. Leadership is about knowing yourself first, leading yourself first, leading inside out. If you can't manage and lead yourself, don't expect other to love you and to lead the way how you're going or to share the vision with you. So first of all, it is start within you as a person. And how is that? We've been built very uniquely by Almighty. Each one of us is a very unique. Right? So both of us, or all of us, we carry heart, we carry mind together. And that's what leadership is all about. First, what is your fundamentals? Your timeless principles, which sits right here in the heart. That's the first starting point. The second is the mind you're carrying with you. Is your mind energized enough to put that set of objectives, challenges, the passion, the dream, to synergize with your heart, with your principles, to be an outperformer, to give a better result? Once you have the heart, the mind synergizing, loving each other, moving toward the future, how to navigate? Navigation needs a direction. A direction we call the true north. Where am I heading to? That true north is when you answer the question about making a difference. It's not that I can make a difference. The question is about what type of difference. So it is about what type of difference you are planning, you're aiming to do, to create that uniqueness on the world. And everything starts with the positive thoughts, positive feelings, positive team. And there's a lot of exercise you need to do because you're dealing with a human, one of the most sophisticated and difficult substance, if you would, when it comes to the relationships and other. You can say a joke and everybody will cracking on laughing and saying, ha, ha, ha. At the same time, you may say a sad story and we start all crying. Or if we hear something really so much, dismiss a very loved one, we start from being in a state of happiness to a state of sadness. This is how sophisticated we are. Very quick, very quick. Once you have your direction set, then you have to answer the two questions which I keep emphasizing. You need to carry with you as a leader to create the change. Passion and dreams. Well, in English, they both probably seems very similar to each other. But there's a big difference, a huge difference when it comes to the leadership. Passion is about your emotions, your feelings, your approval of yourself. How do you feel about doing things? That's the passion, the love, the affection to something. What wakes you up at midnight to write something or to jot something? What makes you or gives you sleepless at night because you have to do something? That is a passion. But the passion cannot work well without, just like a balance. You have to balance your passion with dream. A dream is about the short, mid, and long-term goals, objectives. need to be obtained, need to be achieved. Right? So you need the passion, you need the dream. Now you're very well prepared. Then accountability and responsibility. How to create a winning team to carry the vision. Because with respect to the specifications, skills, your abilities, you know how you're carrying yourself, it is not enough. Without a team is a failure. You need a set of good people who could sit together, feel you, and feel the way how you're moving toward, and to create another you in the organization itself, and from the organization spill over to the outside world. We are living at a crossroad, and we said this, not now. This is why we are here all. I have created this Alleem Business Congress back in 2008, late 2008, when the whole world was coming on their knee because of the Lehman Brothers. And again, a failure of a leadership in a bank, probably to the whole world is a small bank sitting somewhere in States. But because of that bank, up to this moment, you're suffering. You could imagine when you have such a bad leader, what good things can be done, turn out to be, right? So leadership is very critical in the system. But leadership without managerial skills are failures too. You need leaders with managerial skills. They know how to do planning, empowering, capitalization of the resources, whether it's the financial resources or information resources. It's a must. And this is what's lacking in the system. Now, what's the way out? So many school of thoughts now at the world, talking about, what's the way out. One of the interesting titles, we have one great speaker here, going to talk about the agile leadership. And I'll be, by the way, talking part of it during my day after tomorrow program. So if you're still interested, please, you'll be coming across a very lovely and interesting subjects being taught globally now. And they say this is the way out, one of the tools and techniques to get out from this mess. But there's so much that needs to be done. We need a good people. The world at the crossroads. I'm not asking you to compare century back. If you just compare back in 2009, when we had what's called the financial crisis, and today, the oil prices back then was about $120 a barrel. Now it is below 50. Right? So you could see the difference. You go back then, 2008, 2009, the amount of CO2 pumped to the atmosphere is much, much less than the amount of CO2 we are pumping now. If you visit the United Nations office and you ask them about the peace index back in 2008, 2009, we're much worse now than ever. If you go again, knock the World Labor Organization and talk about the unemployment level and rate, it is much worse than 2008, 2009. And by the way, just for your information, 2008, 2009, the amount of job loss in China itself, 50 million jobs. 50 million jobs is the population of the whole GCC countries, and even more, in less than 2 years in China itself. That severe was it, but even nowadays we're suffering more than ever. So what's the way out? We're all wondering. I think one interesting slide I'll be sharing with you is about spirituality, without preaching a certain religion, but that was the missing piece from the system. We become so much disconnected about the spirituality part of us, whether it's prayer, meditation, whatsoever you would call it, but we are disconnected from it. And we need to reconnect. I think we need to reconnect. We need to emphasize on the value system we're carrying. It's not enough to double our efforts. We need to triple. We need 5, 6, 10 times of what we are doing in general. We lost face-to-face. The human interaction was lost, and this is what we are trying to do at Alleem here. We're trying to get people together. Small group today, I could see, alhamdulillah, almost all the tables were full. So we're talking about 90 so far here. At least promise yourself to go back to work today or to go back home with not less than 20 different leads. Thanks for the people who travel all the way from Saudi Arabia. Thank you, I do appreciate that. We had the people travel all the way from Singapore, and we have the farthest is Japan, Mitsubishi around here, so thank you very much. So you could imagine we had people from India all the way. Is someone clapping here, or I thought you were giving me a hand, or no? All right, do that, thank you. Be inspired. I just want you to affirm to yourself, say, what a wonderful, beautiful, marvelous day today. And promise yourself, we will see that I did set a benchmark here. I said not less than 25 cards. Does anyone have a positive energy? He or she can say, yes, I can have not less than 25 cards because we're going to appreciate you here. Anyone here? Excellent. So you already got more than, wow. Okay, so I saw 25,000 cards then. All right, yeah. All right, so please, thank you, speakers. Thank you, sponsors. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for investing your time with us here today. It's going to be a great, lovely week, inshallah, starting from today. And the big day is the bank day, is, as you know, day after tomorrow, where we're expecting more than 250 executives and company representatives from more than 13 countries participating with us. Stay tuned, please be positive. We still have great speakers, not only today, but on that day. There's so many activities that are going around. And the 5th night also, you're most welcome to come with your spouse, your whomever you decided to Sharjah Chamber of Commerce. This is where we celebrate the success at the last night of the Congress. With this, I say thank you very much. Thank you.